What's up, BP Squad? It's Spence Crosby back with another video. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about, can you build a nice physique just training martial arts? And if so, how do you go about achieving that nicer physique? First things first, we have to identify, what does it mean to have a nice physique? And for me personally, a nice physique entails a well-defined chest, chiseled shoulders, arms, the usual back. You don't have to have the usual back, but a pretty diesel back, defined quads, and visible abs to top everything off. For me, that's the definition of having a nice physique. Now, if you're looking for a bodybuilding physique, let's say like a Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, then you're in the wrong profession if you want to attain that. Just training martial arts isn't going to lead to a physique like Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Flex Wheeler, or any of the IFBB pros. But more natural looking physiques like Bruce Lee, Scott Adkins, Michael Jai White, those are more attainable through training martial arts. All in all, you can attain a nice physique just training martial arts. Here comes the but. Genetics also play a role. So I mentioned Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White looks like Michael Jai White primarily because of his genetics. Of course, I'm willing to bet he has other methods of training that he involves with his martial arts. Now, you take Bruce Lee, works really hard. Not saying Michael Jai White doesn't work really hard, but Bruce Lee, he has several books that he talks about his training philosophies and his style. If I'm not mistaken, Bruce Lee is about 140, no more than 150 pounds. Very lean, shredded physique, right? Bruce Lee's genetics also played a role. So genetics here play a crucial role. You have to keep this in mind. You may not look exactly like the person you aspire to look like, but you can attain a nice physique just training martial arts. So to dispel any questions, comments, concerns about can I attain a nice physique just training martial arts, you can, but you have to figure out what your body best responds to. It's not a one shoe fits all. Some people naturally are gonna put on more muscle just training martial arts, using their body weight. Some people may struggle to put on more muscle. Some people are just naturally more leaner. They could just build more lean muscle mass versus a person that it takes them a while to lean up. They're pretty big, but they're just not as lean. So you have to always pay attention to these different factors that's gonna influence your training methods and, more importantly, how you look. Overall, guys, genetics are crucial, but they're not an end-all be-all sort of thing. Let me give you this example when it comes to genetics. I have pretty long arms. I'm about 182, 83 pounds right now. You take a person that has shorter arms, their arms may look bigger than mine because, again, my arms are pretty long. When you have people with shorter arms and they're the same weight as me, generally, they look bigger than me. So it's crucial for you to figure out your strengths and weaknesses. I have to work a bit harder on my biceps versus a person who has shorter arms. Their biceps may be bigger than mine or appear bigger than mine. So when it comes to martial arts training, it encompasses so many different aspects of fitness: strength, power, speed, agility, flexibility, mobility, coordination, conditioning. All of these different aspects are crucial to developing you as a martial artist. Now that we know martial arts training can help build you a nicer physique, what exactly is martial arts training? Martial arts training is really fitness training. It's just expressed through fighting. So when you're training in the gym or at home and you're training to build strength, flexibility, mobility, power, speed, coordination, conditioning, when training for these different characteristics, you're going to be building up your physique. Now it's going to be expressed through fighting. You're just not going to be as focused on building your physique like a bodybuilder. You want to be more functional. So this is where martial arts styles are going to play a role. Different styles are going to influence how you look and, of course, perform. So kicking arts like Muay Thai, karate, they require a good amount of power, strength, and conditioning. Taekwondo, pretty similar, but I would argue it requires a bit more control, stability, and when you're focusing on power, that power is more expressed through those fancy jump kicks. Not saying that Taekwondo you don't have powerful kicks, because you still do, but the power is expressed differently. So when you look at guys that do karate, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, they're typically a bit leaner because they have to stay light on their feet. Whereas opposed to grappling styles, you have a wide range of different body types. I've seen short guys, tall guys compete in grappling style arts. The shorter you are, however, those guys that are a bit shorter, they have a lower sense of gravity. And generally, when you have a lower sense of gravity, you tend to have a little bit more strength because you're lower to the ground. That's just based on my experience, because I'm a pretty strong guy myself, but still, I'm at a disadvantage when I grapple against my shorter guys. But with grappling arts, you're still training to improve your strength, power, conditioning. No matter what martial art style you decide to study, all of these physical attributes I just listed, you have to train those. It just depends on how you're trying to express it. So if I'm doing a grappling art, let's say like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I might want to focus a bit more on my legs. Maybe make them a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger, even considering a style like Muay Thai. Basic kicks, but those kicks are devastating. So when it comes to training Muay Thai, I may not focus so much on building strength, but power. And there's a fine line difference between strength and power. You're gonna be building up a nice physique, maybe not like a bodybuilder, but still a nice physique. Nonetheless, when it comes to training martial arts, you have to train all of these different aspects I just listed. Now we have to talk about martial arts training programming. When it comes to programming to build a nicer physique, and of course become a better martial artist, keep training the basics. Whether you train weights or utilizing your body weight. Some martial art styles, you may find it more beneficial for you to lift weights. Or you may just say, hey, I want to utilize my body weight because I don't want to be so big and bulky. Which that notion is commonly the case amongst a lot of boxing coaches. Many boxing coaches still to this day just can't stand the idea of hearing that their fighter is lifting weights. Lifting weights has a crucial role, which I may talk about in a separate video. But I would highly advise you to still lift weights. You're not gonna be big and bulky. If you know how to lift functionally, then you can express a lot of power. Just keep this in mind. Training martial arts involves fitness. So in order to enhance your abilities, you have to work out. If you're gonna be training just utilizing your body weight, then you need to train push-ups, pull-ups, dips, different core exercises. When I say just training martial arts, that involves fitness. You can't just show up to an actual practice and then not expect to do push-ups. All martial arts schools that I have personally been to, as well as my friends that I know, we all talk about, we have done burpees, push-ups, maybe not pull-ups, but planks, jumping jacks. You have to have a good degree of cardio, strength, flexibility. You may not look like a bodybuilder in the process, but you're still gonna lean up. So for example, when I was doing Wing Chun, I was still lifting weights outside of my practice because again, if we're in close proximity doing chi style, I want to have a little bit of strength. Or taking boxing, I want to make sure I have a good degree of punching power. So I may do exercises like power cleans, deadlifts, landmine press, medicine ball slams. These different exercises are going to help build you a nicer physique. When I was doing mixed martial arts and we had Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I didn't know at the time, but now that I know, I would have trained a lot more mobility. So that involves weights and your body weight. So you take an exercise like Zercher squats, which is now my favorite exercise to do. Zercher squats are gonna be great for developing your lower back muscles, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. You need that type of strength and power when it comes to wrestling or even boxing. If you're in the ring and somebody's just standing on your back and they're pushing your back now, having a good degree of lower back strength is gonna help prevent that fatigue. So keep this in mind. Martial arts training involves body weight, weightlifting, mobility, flexibility. You have to train all of those in order to become a successful martial artist. So yes, again, you can attain a nice physique just training martial arts because it involves all of those aspects. However, genetics are going to determine how you look ultimately. So if you want to become a bit bigger, then maybe you got to lift a little bit more weights versus a person who naturally puts on a little bit more muscle mass just utilizing their body weight. All of it is going to boil down to genetics, how you train, and what style of martial arts are you training. Train the basics, keep it simple, eat healthy, or if you want to put on more weight, eat more, but keep it healthy. Get plenty of rest, and you're gonna be on your way to having a nicer physique. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure I properly subscribe. I see you guys next video. Peace and love as always. And now, shave! Boom! We out, baby.
Perfect.